All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Michael Israel, you watching Spiritual Combat. And I know people, y'all know people be clowning me because I be like, all right. Because I be saying that at the beginning of my show. I got jokes for them, though. Got some good jokes for them for now on. Anyway, y'all, I want to say shalom to y'all. Good to see y'all here. We got some good information coming out. And as promised, we're going to have one of the brothers from who's a part of the Straightway Assembly here in Florida. He's going to come on and just give like his testimony about, his experience getting off of the difference he saw going on a grain-free diet and then consuming grain again and then coming back off and the differences, the things that he saw. He'll be here soon, but in the meantime, we're going to conversate, talk about some other things, answer some questions. The video I did last week or a couple days ago? There sparked some questions. There were some questions that came. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna address them on today, right now. We'll hit some of them. Okay, so let me see if I can find the question. And basically, what that question was a brother was asking. Let me see if I can find it. I would like to find it. I know I saw it here. Okay, so okay. Just want to lose the weight and I want to. Okay, so I got a couple questions here. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, so anyway, one of the questions that was asked was concerning bulking up, putting if you want to, I guess, lift weights and put on weight and everything like that. So somebody was asking, what food would you eat in order to bring that about, in order to be able to bulk up and put on weight and everything like that. And the food, the best food for that would be alfalfa, particularly alfalfa sprouts. That will bulk you up with. They actually use it. That's what they feed horses, to get them bulked up, to get them energy and everything. And the thing you need to another good thing to remember is that vegetation or vegetables build and fruit cleanses and hydrates and energizes. So if you want to build yourself up and everything like that, you want to go with with vegetables like spinach, kale, stuff like that. But particularly alfalfa sprouts and alfalfa, that's gonna really put the weight on you and everything. So that is the answer to that question. All right, and I'm gonna put the fan on because it is hotter than a mug up in here. Y'all let me know if that's too noisy. Oh, So brother Ralph's here. He getting ready to come on. We get the camera set up so y'all can see him on here. Hey, come on, Ralph. Come on in the ghetto studio. So yeah, we got brother Ralph here. And Ralph in the past, I don't know, month or so, I seen he's become quite the grain free expert. I think the way the story went, I posted a short video from William Davis in our group, and is that what you saw?
Actually, no. You had talked about it many times over, and it just stuck in my head. And I don't know. One day I came across the doctor when we were at a job site with the other brothers I was working with, and I just was listening to him while we were working, and everything that you've been saying for the past 2 years, it just like hit me. I'm like, well, let me try this out, And I tried it out for that week, and I saw results immediately. Like,
and you were eating a very high grain bread based kind of type diet, weren't you?
I'm addicted to bread, so I have to say yes. And getting off the wheat, I saw results immediately. Like, normally I have to take a Claritin every day, an allergy pill. I'm not taking that. At night I would have to put the strips, so you can breathe. I'm not using that. I'm not sneezing anymore.
Mm.
The fogginess in my mind has left.
So it cleared up his thought, and like we were talking about in the show, in the last show, and in another show I did on the same topic, the Prolamine, I think it's called gliadin, that's in the grains, binds to the opioid receptor in your brain, and it'll cause foggy thought, addiction, bread addiction or grain addiction, all that.
It's like heroin.
Yeah.
It's like a heroin, Like, we don't think of wheat flour like being heroin, but that's what it is. It causes that effect, and that's why people are so addicted to the car. They call them carbs, but it's not really carbs. The wheat flour, the cookies, the salad dressing that sometimes they put wheat flour, which I don't understand why they do that. But of course, they're trying to get you addicted to these things.
Trying to get you addicted.
It actually increases your blood pressure too. And your sugar levels skyrocket more than regular sugar.
Right.
So if you're diabetic, monitor your sugar, and you can see it. You eat a piece of bread and try your sugar level, is going to be skyrocket.
Higher than it would if you just ate regular table sugar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what got me also, he has a video post that says, wheat. The wheat today is not the biblical wheat that you grew that you read about in the Bible, something like that. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And he was basically pointing out how he stumbled upon the fact that the wheat today is genetically modified, but the way they did it makes it not genetically modified the way we would think genetically modified. They did it by crossing breeds together.
Crossbreeding.
So
they call it hybridizing.
Thank you. So that way they don't have to say it's genetically modified wheat flour, or wheat. They could just say it's regular wheat, because they didn't splice it and put it in the lab. They did it completely the way old school farming would do it.
But they over the years they've modified it so much. I think since the 60s or something, they just modified it, and it's just more and more. The more they modify, the way they are, the more they mess with it, the worse it is. You know what I'm saying? And now today, you got these hybridized grains, and it's not just the wheat. It's the corn, any of the grasses, the grass family.
That's
yeah, certain nuts, the sugar cane, rice, I think the prolamine in rice is called zein. I got the names of all of it here. I'll show y'all the names.
I definitely recommend doing your research and testing it out on yourself. I mean, that's what I've been doing. And when you do eat wheat, document how you're feeling. Take your blood pressure, take your sugar levels, and before and after, and you're gonna see, oh, excuse me, how crazy it is.
Uh,
And even the gluten stuff, gluten free, it's not even good for you. So
yeah. So these are the, and I'll read this again. It is, what are prolamines? Prolamines are a toxic lectin that are abundant in grains, legumes, pseudograins, more specifically in the seed of the plant, which includes wheat, oats, barley, quinoa, rice, peanuts, and soy.
yeah,
Okay.
that's another thing. Rice. We don't even eat rice no more at the house.
So the prolamine in wheat is gliadin. The prolamine in corn is zein. The prolamine in rice is orezin. The prolamine in oats, that's right, oatmeal, is avenin. Um, the prolamine in sorghum, and that's a type of, I guess, another type of grain, is kefern. The prolamine in sugarcane is kanin. Kanin. The prolamine in barley is hordine, and the prolamine in rye is saccharin or something like that. Secalin. And I'm just going in a little technical, but those are the prolamines, and that's what goes in there and messes with your brain. It messes when the prolamines hit like the gut wall receptors, they tell the gut wall to loosen up. And then when the gut wall loosens up, the prolamine goes in and it goes into your body system. So, and over time, consuming those a lot causes your gut to be permeable, so stuff can go through it easier, and that's where you get what they call that leaky gut disease.
Leaky gut.
Yeah. So,
It's like arthritis.
so yeah. Did you feel your joints feel better? Because I know
Yeah, they feel better. My hand, this hand normally swells up if I eat a lot of wheat, and once I got off of it, like wake up in the morning, it's not swelled up.
This the pimp hand right here.
No pimp hands, but yeah. Best thing I can do is just test it yourself. Document what you're feeling, track what you're eating, and you'll see results.
Yeah.
Don't take my word for it.
Yeah.
Research.
You can test this stuff out. Let me see. So what it says here, as I'll read some of the notes I took here. It says the gut is a barrier between the inside of your body and the outside world. And if you think about it, when you eat food, it doesn't actually go into your body system. It's confined inside the skin or whatever of your digestive system, your esophagus, stomach, small intestines, large intestines. Then it goes out, and your body, the bulk of your lymphatic, a large amount of your lymphatic system is around your gut, because that's where stuff is coming in that could potentially be very harmful to your body. And when that area gets compromised, it can open you up to a lot of different diseases and stuff like that. So it says the gut is a barrier between the inside of your body and the outside world. Yes, as unintuitive as it may be, the stuff inside the digestive tract is actually the outside of your body. They're saying it's the same skin. It goes, follow it around. It goes from your cheek into your mouth, all the way down your esophagus, and all the way out to the exit. But your digestive system, your colon and your small intestine, they absorb nutrients if it has the right key to get in, the right protein or amino acid combo or whatever. But again, these prolamines, which prolamines are one of the one type of protein, and prolamine just means small protein. But prolamines are only one type of protein that from these manipulated grains that cause you this crazy stuff. There's other types. But it says the stuff inside your digestive tract is actually outside your body, but the gut is a very unique barrier. Its job is to let important nutrients inside the body while keeping everything else out. This makes it a highly selective, semi-permeable barrier. Nutrients enter the body through a variety of tightly controlled mechanisms. And I actually got a little image here that shows how these prolamines trick your gut into loosening up, and the proteins that make up your gut, it just tricks them into getting loose so it could go right on in there. So I'll show you that image real quick. Where is it at? There it is. Let me see. All right. You might know what you're looking at, but let me see. All right, let me see. All right, you see that? Basically, if you look at it, that gliadin fragment binds to the little receptors there, and it signals Zorlin, okay, to be released, and the Zorlin signals tight junctions to open. So that's for you scientific types. That's what actually happens. So over time, it just causes your gut to get weaker and weaker. And if you're genetically or whatever, your gut isn't super strong, or say your mother and father consumed a ton of grain, and then they had you, and then you consume a ton of grain, and then you have your children and they consume a ton of grain, and that's just the way y'all eat. Eventually that generation is going to have what they call genetic weakness, and they'll develop all types of issues, allergies, you name it. Yeah,
that's why children today have so many allergic issues. I mean, when I was growing up, I never heard of a peanut allergy.
Nope,
never in my life. Autism is up the roof.
I'll tell you, we had someone here. The child had autism, and like, dude was walking around with a bag of cookies just eating it. I was like, yo, if you cut them grains, that behavior will get significantly better. So they cut the grains out, and the behavior changed. Fed them more fruit, and the behavior changed.
Also want to bring up in one of his videos, the Dr. Davis spoke about how...
His name is Dr. William Davis.
Was talking about how they did a study at the VA with patients that have cystic
fibrosis.
No, when they personalities.
What
the brother had.
Schizophrenia.
Thank you. So they did an experiment where they took the wheat out of their diet, and the episodes reduced greatly, and then they put them back on wheat to see what would happen, and their episodes increase. So that kind of was shocking to me. So you can see right there, mentally controls you. You know, you start seeing things that are not really there, or, you know, so don't take my word for it. Do your research. Go out there. It's out there. Dr. Davis is all over the place doing a lot of seminars. He came across this information because his mother had passed away of a heart attack. He's a cardiologist. He's retired, but he's done plenty of books and tons of seminars. And, you know, of course, he's banned by the rest of the medical establishment because
He's speaking against the God Big Pharma.
Yes, he doesn't like big pharma. He likes to say, hey,
or the FDA.
Yeah, don't get onto this path of using a lot of chemical drugs. Get into eating healthier, and you can change that. And there is a documentary called "The Gut, the Second Brain," or I think I've said the last part wrong, but it's showing how your gut is like a second brain for your body. And as you know, if you're eating the wrong and proper foods, what happens? You become unrighteous, right? So if you're feeding your body unrighteous food, you can't make righteous thoughts, decisions, I should say.
Yeah, and we're not, and please don't go run around like, oh, Michael Israel said bread is unrighteous.
No,
I
we
ain't
didn't say
saying
that. We didn't
but
say that.
This poison stuff that they call bread and wheat that they're feeding you out here is bad. And what you got to do, if you want to get a wheat, you got to go get an ancient strain of wheat before the dwarf wheat.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they started really going with dwarf wheat back in like the 60s, 70s.
Yes.
That's when they really started running with that. The wheat we know, or most of y'all probably know of or see, is that tall wheat, with the long stalk and all that. But what they got now is this wheat, it shoots up fast and sprouts because it's all about that paper. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't say that. So do your research. I recommend, you could talk to your elders in your family and look at this. See how old your elders are as they're dying. Then go to the next generation. See how a lot of them are dying earlier. And then to the next generation, some of them are dying earlier. So you might want to start putting things together and say, wait a minute, what's going on? Because our elders are living longer than the people that are younger than them.
Yeah.
A lot is attributed to the way we eat.
And like my father, he died of colon cancer. Just he ate that type of diet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just gotta kind of it's really not that complicated. And the thing is, I've been researching this and looking into this, and you got a lot of people saying it's the meat, the meat's what's bad, the meat's doing it to you, and that's what it is. And then you got other people, it's the dairy, the dairy's doing it to you,
the sugar.
And then other people saying it's the sodium, and then other people saying it's the fat. And at the end of the day, come to find out, the smoking gun, the culprit of this whole thing are those grains. Grains causing the heart attacks, the cancer, you name it. Whatever the itis or diabetes, 1, 2, all that. Yeah, that's real talk. So, and then you look at how they put grain, or I call them grasses because they're all part of the grass family. They put that stuff in everything. It's in peanut butter. They put sugar in peanut butter. If you go buy orange juice from the store, there's added sugar in it. You heard Ralph, it's either soy or cornstarch, or what was that one you named? Wheat something in the salad dressing. I know we had salsa or something here, and it was in there. They just put it in everything. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really know what you're looking at. You see anything, and if it's not corn, soy, sugar, or something like that, then it's rice something, some extract from rice. So they literally are putting this stuff in everything. So then you stop eating the bread. You stop eating the corn. You stop eating the grain for a little while. And you're like, I'm still experiencing symptoms. But you're using ketchup because they put in ketchup. You're eating peanut butter. You're doing this. You're doing that. And the stuff is in everything. And it's like, not till you go real hard and just eliminate everything out. And then see how you feel. See what happens. You can test the both.
Yeah, for people that are saying that, We haven't had any issues. But if you grow your own stuff, you know where it comes from.
Boom.
So that's good. That is good. We're just talking about stuff that we take for granted. We really are not paying attention to where the stuff is coming from, and it's in the food. You know, we have become creatures of convenience.
Yep.
So if you're a farmer and you're growing your own stuff and you know exactly where it came from and you're having no issues, then I applaud you. That is the way to go.
Yep.
But for those people that are still out here, they're grinding and they're not really going off in farming and raising their own stuff, then I see why they have issues, you know. But if you're growing your own stuff and you got your own cattle and your own chickens, that's a blessing.
So what I'm looking at here is it says what is the oldest form of wheat? And what it says is the oldest form of wheat is einkorn as one of the first. And then another ancient form is emmer wheat. So, you know, and I when I was studying this a couple weeks ago, I saw where they had um, you could buy seeds. They got the seeds of the older strains of wheat, before they turned it into freaky wheat. We'll call it freaky wheat.
He actually he actually calls it Frankenstein, you know, because it's put together.
Yeah, it is. It's put together, man. And the proteins are more manipulated. Everything that the gliadin is more potent. Like everything, all the bad stuff is more potent in. And like I said, the grain industry is so powerful. They pay all these people to do tests and say, hey, you know, healthy whole grain is good for the heart. And it couldn't be further from the truth. It's terrible for the heart. Any people who have heart disease consume a high grain diet. It goes literally just like that. And then somebody said also herbicides and pesticides drenched on these also kill gut flora. Yep, that's another thing. That's right. Somebody said um, GMO beet sugar. If you have to eat it, use cane. Use cane sugar. Definitely not high fructose corn syrup. Well, that's like like the dude said in the video. He was, you know, like some of these grain, these so-called ancient grains and all that stuff. That's like saying, hey, instead of smoking the unfiltered cigarette, what you need to do is just smoke the filtered cigarette. And it's like, nah, don't smoke cigarettes. You see what I'm saying? So that's what jumped around to some of this other stuff. What we do here, me in particular, I'm on a high fruit diet. During the day, I eat all fruit. At night, I eat whatever grain-free meal is made. Sometimes they will have grain with the meal, but I will elect not to have whatever that grain is. When they make a noodle dish, sometimes they'll make a regular pasta or noodle dish, and then for the people in the home who are grain free, we will have chickpea pasta, which is a very good alternative. And chickpeas are more of a fruit than a grain. If you look up what a chickpea or a garbanzo bean is. So there are a lot of alternatives. Um, you could go on. I know Koya posted a video. She's gonna be posting little snippet videos about what she makes, her and the women here, what they make, and all that stuff. Um, One of the other things I'm gonna get into is gonna be starches here soon. I gotta do some research into that because that'll spike your blood sugar, and there's issues with starch also. I know, like an alternative to French fries, I know one of the brothers here took a plantain and put it in the air fryer and made French fries out of a plantain. So healthy French fries that are actually good for you. I hope, I think, you know. And I saw Koya fried up plantains. You know, they kind of taste like potatoes or something.
I just say test it out for yourselves. See what works for you. I
Yep.
mean, everybody's gonna come in and say different things. The best thing is if it works for you and you feel healthy and you still got strength, then bless you.
Yeah.
But if you feel like it's not working out for you, then go do whatever you need to do. You know.
Somebody said, we, let me see what they said here. We grind and eat a lot of whole wheat berries, and no one in family had any issues. I think they're using GMO wheat, especially in processed white flour. So, what are wheat berries? I don't know what that is.
But yeah, I mean, it is a GMO if you think about it, genetically modified. But the way they did it, they don't have to say it's genetically modified flour.
Hmm.
That's how Dr. William Davis explains it. But I I don't want to be too crazy putting his name out there because I don't want him to think that we're promoting anything. I'm just saying investigate for yourself. We're all adults here. See for yourself what works for you. Nobody is forcing anybody to do anything that you know.
All right.
That's all I'm gonna say on that. Just investigate for yourself. See what works for you.
Exactly. All right. Let's see. Somebody said Monsanto's. And let me see. Let's see. uh, okay, Koya put what it is she had made that time. So yeah, but there's a lot of stuff to experiment with. I know me, my uh, grain free testimony is I would get literally my speech would get slurred, and I was like, whoa, and I couldn't, like, my fingers felt like uncoordinated, and I was like, what the heck is this? And I tried eliminating all types of stuff and trying to figure out everything, and it wasn't until I eliminated the grain it all went away. It never happened. And then one time I ate a bunch of grain, and that stuff came right back. So it to me that was confirmation. All right. So she put a wheat berry or wheat berry is a whole wheat kernel composed of the bran germ and endosperm without the husk. Botanically, it is a type of fruit called a carpus. Wheat berries have a tan too. So yeah, I'm not sure about them. I know
Hmm.
the prolamin is a storage protein in the seed. So if once it's sprouted, you don't have the prolamins that are in a seed are real hard proteins that your body can't break down. They're tough proteins that are designed to feed the seed when it's beginning to germinate or whatever it's called, when the seed's beginning to sprout. So that's what um that's a part of the wheat that causes all the issues is the they I think they call it a storage protein or whatever, but it's the proteins inside a seed that your body isn't capable of breaking down. This is why cows, when they consume grain, they sit there, chew it, swallow it, spit it back up, chew it again, swallow it, and they got two stomachs and all this other stuff just to break down the these grasses. So uh the so yeah, let's see, reddish. brown color and are available as either a hard or soft processed grain. So yeah, like I said, like Ross said, just test it. You know, trust me, your body will let you know whether you taking care of it or not.
Make sure you do a little journal. Keep track of what you're eating, when you eat it, how you feel 30 minutes to an hour later, and you'll see. You'll see what works. You'll see what doesn't work for you. So we're talking about mono fasting.
So yeah, mono fast. Peaches, man, them peaches be good when they be ripe, boy. But yeah, mono fast is always, it's gonna yield benefits, especially with fruits. You know, because now the body only has to worry about digesting one thing all day and all night. You know what I'm saying? Every day. So that substantially cuts down on the amount of energy being consumed by digestion, and all that extra energy can go to regeneration of your body. Uh, so somebody said you can plant a wheat berry and grow a full plant or make grass and drink it. Okay. Well, like I said, you,
We can try it.
you could try.
I, you know,
I ain't.
hey, to each his own.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, watermelon. Oh, so good.
Yeah. Watermelon fast. That's a powerful cleanse.
Love it.
And one of the things when you go on some of these fasts, um, that are cleansing you out, like with watermelon, it's a diuretic. It's going to have you peeing a lot, even though you're consuming all that water. It can get you dehydrated or run you low on electrolytes. So you got to be aware of that too. And one of the things I was just reading about was oh, all right. Yeah, one of the things I was just reading about was uh what's that called? Celery juice. A juicing celery, you get all your electrolytes. But anyway, y'all, that's what I wanted to come on here for, to bring y'all a testimony. So y'all don't think it's just me out here talking. Um, I'll be doing some more shows here soon. But basically, that's all I got, y'all. Appreciate all y'all. I'm Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat. Shalom, shalom.